up, gang? Hey man, I got a lot of hateful comments in my last video. 6'8" guy had a 10-girl rotation. A lot of people got upset about that, so I'm gonna break down all of the hateful comments that I got on that video. So make sure you watch this one to the very end because I got a bunch of gold nuggets. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I think we at 1,000 or close to 1,000. I really don't know. I haven't looked in a while. I've just been busy. And then if you haven't done so already, also hit the like button and jump into the CLG community. It's only $48 a month. The first 50 people that jump in, you get a free one-on-one call with me, and I can help you with your situation. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. All right, so I posted a video yesterday, and it was a guy, you know, he wrote to me directly in my DM. He sent me a direct DM in the CLG community, and then I screenshotted that DM and I posted it, and I broke it down and I went into it and I made a video about it. And it's crazy that, like, when I showed this guy's DM and I read it, and the guy was, you know, supposedly 6'8". He said he had a 10-girl rotation. He was thanking me for all the things that I helped him with and helped him become successful. It was weird because the comments for that particular video, and you can watch the videos from yesterday, and I'm gonna go over the comments here. The comments from that particular video, it was a lot of hate, right? And I kind of figured that it would be a lot of hate because I remember back in high school, when I first started getting success with women, and I remember I made the fatal mistake of talking about my success. I remember that. I remember when I was in high school and I messed around, and I remember I told a guy that I thought was a good friend of mine, you feel me? And me and him was always cool and stuff like that. But what ended up happening is I ended up hooking up with this really attractive chick, and the only one I told, I didn't tell nobody else. I didn't tell, and I had a cousin that was like my brother, but for some reason the only one that I told was him. I told this guy because I remember this guy was he was just going on and on talking about, you know, the girls he hooked up with and stuff like that. And I remember he asked me, he's like, man, you ain't getting nothing, and I was like, nah, man, I just hooked up with this one girl, right? And then he was like, ain't no way you hooked up with her, ain't no way. She was one of the hotter girls in the school. He was like, ain't no way you hooked up with her, da-da-da. He said, man, I don't believe it. I said, hey bro, you ain't gotta believe it, but yeah, I hooked up with her, you feel me? And then he was like, nah, man, I don't believe it. And what this guy ended up doing, out of just pure envy, hatred, whatever was going through his little spirit, he actually went to the girl herself and asked her, without my knowing none of that, right? And obviously she denied it. And then he came back and he was like, see, I knew you was lying. And me and that dude, I cut him off because I knew what type of energy he had, whatever the case is. Never was cool with that dude. Still to this day, if I was to see the guy, wouldn't even acknowledge him. I'm just being 100% honest. But I remember I was talking to that girl after the fact, because she came to me crying and stuff like, why did you tell him that we hooked up and blah, 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 crying and stuff like that. I'm like, we did though. And she was just like, I know, but he was trying to like embarrass me in front of people. He was talking loud, all this stuff like that. And I was like, so what'd you tell him? She's like, I told him that we didn't. You know, she was like, what else was I supposed to say? And I still remember that day. And when that happened, I remember going quiet, even with my guy friends. I remember when I was hooking up with girls in high school, things like that, I remember just keeping my mouth shut, not telling nobody who I was hooking up with, not doing none of that stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, man, men are under attack, not just by women, right? Women are telling men, you're not this, you're not that, you're not tall enough, you ain't got enough money, your dick ain't big enough, blah, blah, blah. They're under attack by women, right? Which is hurting a lot of guys' self-esteem, self-confidence, internal belief. But then on the flip side, they being attacked by men. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you should do this, you should do this. And these guys are so confused that they don't know what to do. And they're losing all of their attraction triggers. Because the things that make the modern day men attractive to the modern day woman is being able to move to the beat of your own drum, being selfish. You get what I'm trying to say? Turning down your care. You feel me? Moving things forward. If you can't do these things as a modern day man, you're not going to get attraction from the modern day woman. It's just not going to happen. So I'm actually going to sit around and read all the hate that I'm getting, or the comments. I'm not going to call it hate, because some of these guys are new to the channel. They never watch my old content. You know, as the channel starts growing, new people are going to come in, things like that. So I'm not going to call it hate. I'm just going to read what people got to say in the comments, and then I'm going to break it down. So the first guy, he says 95%. So he didn't even spell percent right. He said procent. So that says a lot. But 95% talking about how successful his style is. I'm just keeping it real. My style is successful. You know what I mean? And he says, I banged this girl, I banged that girl, talking about how great of a teacher he is, bashing other dating coaches. Get to the point. There's no need to do that. So this is what I wrote back to this guy. I said, this channel was created to help men get better results when dating women. Most dating coaches are causing more harm than good to the modern day man, whether intentional or not. I came to the internet to fix the problem and will stop at nothing until it is fixed. And that is true. You feel me? I came to the internet to fix the problem because I wasn't even going to come to the internet for the dating thing. But when I seen so many guys getting so poor results, and then I started realizing who they were listening to, and I was just like, bro, all of that stuff is actually poisoning your brain, because I was the guy who spent thousands. I was the guy who went to these guys' live events. I was the guy who sat front row. I was the guy who was outperforming the dating coaches. I was the guy, when I was talking to those guys, I realized, oh, this is really just a grift for these guys. These guys really just jumped into this space just to get rich. You feel me? I was the guy really talking to that. You feel me? Now, some guys have good intentions. Some dating coaches actually have good intentions. They just don't know, right? And I'm just going to just shoot it straight. And I even say, if you're a dating coach and you really want to get your student results, I have no issue with you jumping into the CLG community as an alias or whatever you want to jump in as. I don't care. Taking my process and teaching your students. I do not care. Because the bigger issue is fixing the problem. Like, inside the CLG community, I'm going to make a course to help guys become their own coaches, right? Make their own YouTube channels, whatever. Because we need to flood the market with what actually works. What actually gets guys results. And when guys actually start getting results, their life actually becomes better in every category. In every category. And guess what? When guys actually can go after the women they want, you're going to start seeing more marriages. You're going to start seeing more guys, because more guys, a lot of guys actually do want to be monogamous. Now, I don't fall into that category, but that's me. I'm a man. I move to the beat of my own drum. But a lot of guys with this information, they will go after the girl they actually want. They will get her, and then they will be monogamous. They'll have a nuclear family. They'll do all of that. You get what I'm trying to say? So this information does need to be flooded. Yes, I'm passionate about this because this information does need to be mainstream. And I don't care if it's led by me or not. Like I said, y'all can jump into the community. Y'all can get the process. Y'all can make your own. Matter of fact, bro, I'm going to be real with you. Whoever this guy is. You can make your own channel since you got so much advice. There's no need to do that. You make your own channel how you want to make it. I'm moving to the beat of my own drum. I'm going to call out dating coaches that are doing more harm than good. I'm going to do it. I'm going to call out the ones that are grifters, that are, you know what I mean, don't have the best interest for their students. I'm going to do it. And I'm also going to call out the ones that just don't know what they're talking about. They might have good intentions. I'm not saying these guys are bad people. They might have good intentions. But I'm going to call them out. That's my channel. If you don't like it, hey, bro, make your own channel. Or go to somebody else's channel. It's that simple. You feel me? It's really that simple. I know what I came here for. And I'm not going to stop until the issue is fixed. And I don't even care if it's through me. Maybe one of my students might have a bigger YouTube channel than me, and they reach out to the masses. Maybe they can speak better than me. Maybe they can be more politically correct than me. It don't matter. What matters is the message getting out there. Because there's too many messages that hurt men. It's too many messages that make men weaker. It's too many messages that throw men off, that make them worse. So now we need to get the message which actually going to get men results. So men can actually take their power back and the world can operate in a better place. People say the nuclear family is the most important thing. Well, guess what? The nuclear family exists when men are men. When women respect their men, they act right. Which in turn, they go into their feminine. Which in turn, you have kids, you have a family, you have a woman that admires her man. Because the man acts like a man. It's too many men out here acting like females. Putting the woman in her masculine energy. instead of putting the woman in her feminine energy. I talk about this all throughout my videos. You can watch all my videos that I've ever posted. The message is consistent. So let's go on to the next. Let's go on to the next one. So this dude says, that story is cap, bro. You know it. So then I wrote, jump into the community and ask him yourself. So basically, like I said, all of this is from the video. All of this is from the video where a guy who tried other dating coaches, they taught him how to look max. He was 6'8", and he wasn't getting results. And then he came into the CLG community and he started getting results. And he wanted to reach out to me directly through DM and then just let me know, hey, bro, thank you for helping me, so and so. I post this guy's success. He said he has a 10-girl rotation. I post this guy, and he's from a different country too. So the thing about the CLG community is guys are from all over the world. Like if you go into the CLG community, you can click the tab where it says map, and you can see where all the members are at. Like it'll show you like the whole, like I have members all around the world. Like, you know what I mean? They not just in America. So this guy, I believe he was in France or something like that, but he was in a different country. So this guy writes to me, and I basically just read what he wrote to me, basically sharing his success, and this is where I get all of the hate. Like I'm being real with you. This is where I get all the hate. This is where all the hateful comments is going in. It's almost as if men don't even want to see their fellow man be happy. It's almost as if men don't even want to see their fellow man get results. I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, God, bro, the modern day man is under attack by everybody. I see why so many men self-esteem is so low. Everywhere you turn, somebody trying to tear you down. Everywhere you turn, somebody, whether it's a woman or a guy. It's almost like the man lives life with no allies. How can you be a man in today's world living life with no allies? You don't know who to turn to. Now and I hate to say this, now I can see why the suicide rate is so high for the modern day man. I see why now. They have nowhere to turn. Everybody is bashing everything they do, whether it's men or women. This guy took the time out of his day, wrote me a DM, and I'm so glad. See, I'm so glad. Now you guys see why. See, I can handle the heat. Now you guys see why I don't share the identity of none of the guys in the CLG community. Now you see why I don't share their identity. Now you see why I don't dox the women that I deal with, or I don't dox the guys that's in the CLG community. Now you see why. Now you see why, because of this. This is the world that we live in today. Men hating men, women hating men. Bro, men can't do nothing right. They can't do nothing right. Like I said, I've been backstabbed by so many men purely off of success. I had another friend that I met through the RSD community. We went out one night, and I ended up pulling a girl that night. We used to go out. We used to, you know, we went half on one of the RSD courses, one of Julian's courses back in the day. Me and he was a brother too. He was a black man too. Well, he was a very well cleaned up black man. Like he was more put together than me. Back then I had long ass dreads. You know what I mean? I was a little bit rougher than him. He was always like clean shaven, put together type brother. And we used to go out and we used to do the RSD way. We used to get no results. Then I said, man, I'm gonna switch it back to how I used to do it, right? And then we ended up going out to a bar in Minnesota. It was Bar Louie. It was like a little bar called Bar Louie in Minnesota, like in the uptown area. And I ended up pulling a chick, a swimmer, a little white girl who used to be a swimmer for the University of Minnesota. I remembered when I told her, I said, hey man, I'm leaving with this chick. I pulled her, I hooked up with her, I did everything. She took me to her house, everything. And I remember I was telling them the story, and I remember the hate that guy had for me. Me and that guy never kicked it. I used to always hit him up after that. I used to always be like, hey bro, let's go. I'd be like, nah man, I'm busy. Nah. Like that nigga whole demeanor changed simply because of success that I had. Simply because we was out together. You know what I mean? We wasn't getting results together. We wasn't getting results. We was trying to figure stuff out. We was bouncing ideas off each other. And I said, hey man, I'm gonna go back to my old style. Just see how it worked. End up pulling a girl that night. And that dude hated me, and we never talked since that day. This is what's happening with the modern day man, and it's sad to watch. Like to be honest, and to make it so bad, I actually was really cool. Me and that dude, we really clicked. Like I considered him a friend. Like, you feel me? Like, I consider them like a brother. But this is what happens. This is what happens. I don't know why it happens. You feel me? I wish I can jump into his psyche and understand why. Because the way I'm built is when I see people have success, like in the CLG community, those guys have so much success. You just see it. You see the texts, you see the threads, you see them hooking up with girls, you see them getting their money right, you see all of this stuff. And every time I see that, I just feel nothing but happiness for that guy. I feel nothing but happiness for that guy. Like, I'm like, this dude kill. Like, if you could see behind the screens when I'm reading, I read everything in the goddamn community while I still can, because the community's still small, right? The CLG community is still small, you know what I mean? It's just over 100 people inside. So it's still small enough where I can read every single thread. I can read every single post. I can, you feel me? I can look at every single comment because I truly enjoy this stuff. And to be honest, I've taken a back seat with my dating life. I've been going out less. I've been talking to less girls. I've taken a back seat in my own dating life just so I can help other men be successful. So I've never understood it. I've never understood it. I know it's real. It happens. It's happened to me several times. Those are just 2 stories that I gave you. It's happened to me several times throughout my life. And you can see it in the comments. The dude is out here expressing. He sent me this DM privately. Wow. And this guy talking about some, it's cap. I said, jump into the community, ask him yourself. Just go, like instead of you talking about some, this is cap, jump into the community and you ask him yourself. Why would I post something that's cap? Why would I ruin my reputation? Why would I ruin my brand? Why would I ruin who I am? For what? To post a cap story? That makes no sense. That dude jumped in my DM, that's what he sent me. And his English is off because he's not from, he sent me text screenshots too, but it was in a different language. So yes, his English is going to be off because he's not from this country. Because my style works in every single country, because women are women and they want the same thing. But what's happening is the modern day man is becoming softer and softer and more watered down, more watered down, more watered down. And he got men against him and he got women against him. So let's go on to the next comment. So this person writes, he said, what's the plan if you get 1 or 2 pregnant that's in your rotation? LOL. I just wrote to him, I'm just going to take care of all my kids regardless. Like, if I get girls in my rotation pregnant, whatever the case is, you know what I mean? I'm not like other people. I don't see kids as like a burden or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I see kids as a blessing. So if I get kids, if I get my rotation chicks pregnant, I'm going to take care of my kids. It's that simple. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say to that guy. And then this guy he said 15 minutes and still haven't said anything about what the title says. And then somebody wrote to him, he said, you saved me 15 minutes, bro. And then this dude said, thanks for saving my time. And I just wrote, I said, my channel is not for people with short attention spans. And that's just that simple. Like, I've been saying this since the beginning of time. See, it's a lot of new guys that's coming to my channel. They just don't understand what type of channel that I have. My channel is not for the people with short attention spans. It's just not. You feel me? If you have a short attention span, maybe there's some other dating coach that hopefully they can teach just as good as I can and get you results and whatever the case is. And maybe they just, they get to the point quicker than me. It is what it is. I'm not changing. I'm moving to the beat of my own drum, right? I'm gonna make my videos how I make my videos. Like I said, if you can do better, you start a channel. You feel me? If you can help men, you start a channel. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's that simple. Like, it's no need to make it no more complicated than it has to be. It is really that simple. But really, I just wanted to make this video to just break down why so many modern day, and this is the crazy part. So many guys are getting success in the community so quickly. The reason why they're getting success in the CLG community so quickly is because so many guys are soft. Like, so many guys, they can't turn their hair down. They believe everything that everybody says. They're insecure. They don't move to the beat of their own drum. They don't know how to move things forward. They don't know how to make things happen. They don't understand that less is more. They don't have a mentor group, or they don't have mentors that they can talk to and basically hash out their problems. You get what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, those guys in the comments, you know what I mean? I understand. I get it, right? You were born into a world where it's basically shameful to be a man. So you were born into the world where the world taught you to hate yourself in so many words. And you gotta understand, self-hate, the way that self-hate comes out is when you see another brother of yours and he's doing better than you, you tend to hate that guy. Right? Like, this all came down because a 6'8" guy has a 10-girl rotation. Literally, all of that came from me, and I didn't even, bro, I just read his story. It's the last video. For all you guys, it's the video right before this one. So for all you guys that want to watch that video and understand what's going on, it's literally the video right before this one. All of that hate is because of the success of a guy that was in the community. And all of these people are coming out and hating that guy because of his success. If that's not self-hate, I don't know what is. But I can't blame the men. Like, I want to blame the men. I want to be like, nah, man, bro, you suck, you da-da-da. I want to, but I can't. Something in me is telling me I can't blame these men. This is the world that these men were brought up in. These men were brought up in the world to hate themselves. So if they see another fellow brother doing better than them, they have no choice but to hate that brother. Even though they on the same damn team. They both going through the same damn things. You feel me? Life is hard for a man, especially in the modern day world. Men are taught that they can't do anything right. You can't do anything right. You know how many guys that I try to teach and I be like, yeah, just go talk to her. He'd be like, man, I'd be afraid to get me too, man. I'd be afraid to say, she might say I'm creepy. She might say I'm weird. You feel me? And I knew this was prevalent when the Shannon Sharp situation happened. And I seen so many men bashing Shannon Sharp. And you can watch my videos. I said, yes, Shannon Sharp did make a foolish mistake. But if making a foolish mistake that small costs $50 million, everybody on the planet, every man on the planet should be negative $1 billion in their goddamn bank account. Because Shannon Sharp didn't break any laws. Contrary to what everybody says about him and blah, 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 Shannon Sharp didn't break any laws. But the way that the men responded to Shannon Sharp showed me everything that I needed to see about today's society. And it's so crazy because it's like everybody knows that women hold access to sex, right? Everybody knows no matter how rich you are, no matter what the case is, women are the ones that actually hold access to sex, not men. Women hold access to sex. But then when a man sleeps with a girl, they blame the man. You shouldn't have slept with her. Nigga, what? She holds access to sex. Did y'all forget? Like, it's so crazy that how logical modern day men are. They don't use their brains. It's so crazy that how logical the modern day man is. They don't use their brains for common simple stuff. You know that girl gave consensual sex to that man. Everybody knows it. But instead of bashing the girl for lying, which that's what she's doing, she's lying, and she went through the civil court. The reason she went through the civil court because it's a crime for her to go through the criminal court, because she noted there was no crime committed. So she's going through the civil court because there's no backlash if she loses. So me seeing that told me everything about the modern day man. And now I post a guy that's in the community getting results. 10-girl rotation. Now everybody mad. Men are mad. So fellas, if you do jump into the CLG community, you do start getting results, be careful of who you surround yourself with. If your friends go out with you and they start seeing you pulling girls and getting results and you start making more money and things like that, and they start showing envy towards you, even if that was your friend since childhood, you got to take a step back from that guy. You got to surround yourself with men that want to see you succeed. You got to surround yourself with men that have your best interest in mind. These men are very hard to find because the world has basically brainwashed the modern day man. Literally, the world has literally brainwashed the modern day man to hate themselves, to hate everything about themselves. So if you guys haven't done so already, man, jump into the CLG community. For my guys that's out there that actually really want results, they really want to up their life, and they really want to be surrounded with a community of brothers that want to see them succeed, jump into the CLG community. It's only $48 a month, less than $500 a year. And with that being said, man, I'm out. Peace.